Indiana Fever must get rid of Kelsey Mitchell. I said it. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have to move on from Kelsey Mitchell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for an uncomfortable conversation. The honeymoon phase in Indianapolis is over. The cute Instagram posts, the tunnel fits, the viral smiles riding the wave of the Caitlin Clark economy. That glow is fading fast. What's replacing it is a cold, unforgiving reality of professional sports business. The Indiana Fever are staring at a financial crossroads, and it centers on one name, Kelsey Mitchell. Let's be clear, if Mitchell is unwilling to take a significant pay cut, the Fever may have no choice but to move on. That's not a knock on her talent or loyalty. She carried this franchise through its darkest seasons, endured 20-plus loss campaigns, and remained consistent scoring force in a vacuum. She's absolutely a maxil player in the Women's National Basketball Association. But this isn't a vacuum. It's a hard salary cap league, and math doesn't care about sentiment. Under proposed collective bargaining framework, the salary cap sits at $5.65 million. That's the entire pie. If Mitchell signs a supermax worth roughly 20% of that cap, it immediately tightens the franchise's flexibility, and she won't be the only one in line for a massive deal. Aaliyah Boston, the former number 1 pick in Cornerstone in the Paint, will soon be eligible for a max extension. Shortly after, Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest draw and economic engine, will command what could be the richest contract in women's basketball history. Committing max contracts to all three would likely consume more than 60% of the cap. That leaves limited room to build a bench, add depth, or sustain long-term competitiveness. The Fever front office isn't just making a contract decision. They're deciding whether they want short-term loyalty or long-term dynasty potential. The numbers are ruthless, and every Fever fan should understand what's truly at stake.
Likely supermax salary. As Constable noted, if Mitchell were to receive the new max, her contract combined with Clark's and Boston's will leave Indiana with well less than the new average player salary to spend to fill out the roster under the $5.65 million.
Did you hear that math? Do you understand what a max contract for Kelsey Mitchell would really do to this roster? If the Indiana Fever commit max money to Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, and Aaliyah Boston, they would be left with almost nothing to fill the remaining 9 roster spots. That means bargain bin signings, undrafted rookies, and minimum salary veterans just to complete the bench. We've seen this blueprint fail before. Look at the Phoenix Suns and the National Basketball Association. They pour their resources into Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal only to find themselves exposed in the playoff because they lack depth, role players, and a reliable bench. Basketball is a team sport. 3 stars in a rust full of placeholders rarely win championships. And the real heartbreak, the collateral damage. Paying Mitchell likely means sacrificing the chemistry that made last season special. It could mean losing key contributors like Lexi Hull and Sophie Cunningham, both free agents who won't settle for minimum deals. Hull has emerged as a lockdown perimeter defender who can stretch the floor, while Cunningham has embraced the enforcer role, protecting Clark and bringing edge and toughness to the locker room. Choosing to hand Mitchell the supermax could force the front office to dismantle that supporting structure, weakening the very foundation that helped the team thrive. The message to head coach Stephanie White in the Fever front office is blunt and uncompromising. Depth, chemistry, and balance matter just as much as star power. And this decision will define the franchise's future.